What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Rams season preview, including record predictions. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, it's Mike here. Over 93% of you who view our show each and every day are not subscribed to the channel. If you could hit that red subscribe button, it would help us out tremendously, and it is completely free for you guys. If you want to stay up to date with our daily content, then click that bell icon and you will be notified every time we go live. Nick and I both really appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and we can't wait to keep making more daily content for you. All right, Nick. Well, we're going to continue our series with the NFC West. Yesterday was the Arizona Cardinals. Now we go to their division rival, the Los Angeles Rams, and we're going to go over some of their key signings and additions that they made this offseason, including quarterback Matthew Stafford coming over in that huge trade with the Detroit Lions, Desean Jackson coming over, the speedster from the Philadelphia Eagles, and then re-signing key veterans like Leonard Floyd and Darious Williams. Which one of these really stands out to you as an impact signing for this team?
I think it's without a doubt Matthew Stafford. When you look at what Jared Goff has done for this team over the last few years since he entered the league, he's been merely a game manager. He hasn't done anything special to set himself apart from anybody else. But when you look at Matthew Stafford's career and what he has done for the Detroit Lions, even though they're not a winning team, he has time and time again put them on his back and brought them wins that no other quarterback really would have had the opportunity to. He has done so much with so little, and now that he finally has weapons, we're finally going to see the Matthew Stafford we've all known he can be. This is going to be the biggest improvement for the Los Angeles Rams this season.
Yeah, I absolutely expect that to be the case, but I am going to take Desean Jackson here. I think Desean Jackson adds something that most other players just can't. The ability to take the top off the defense, and even at his current age, when he's in his mid-30s and, he's gotten even a little bit slower, it doesn't matter. He's still one of the fastest wide receivers, fastest players in the NFL. So him being able to take the top off the defense with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods being able to run underneath and do their thing, I think this Rams offense is absolutely going to be clicking on all cylinders. Look out, because they're going to be explosive from the get-go. All right, so let's move over to their losses. They did lose some key pieces as well, starting off with Jared Goff going over to Detroit in that trade for Matthew Stafford. Then Michael Brockers going to Detroit in a separate trade as well. And then the biggest loss in my eyes would be the 3 draft picks that they had. But for you, what do you believe is the biggest loss that the Rams suffered this offseason?
To me, it's somebody you didn't mention, John Johnson III, the big safety that went to the Cleveland Browns. To me, he is what really helped Jalen Ramsey in that secondary. Without John Johnson there, that big presence, I think that the secondary is going to hurt a little bit. I think that they're going to have to figure out a way to get some new guys in there to fill that void, but he's a guy who really worked well in the trenches. He could help with tight ends. He could really do it all, and I think that he's going to be a huge piece on that defense that's going to be missing from them this season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go with the draft picks like I talked about. I think the draft picks for Matthew Stafford was a very, very hefty price. And when you're going from Matthew Stafford to Jared Goff, you have to be absolutely damn sure that you're going to be able to compete in the next 2 to 3, maybe even 4 seasons. And you just gave away the farm for the next 2 seasons where you're not going to be able to replenish any of your talent. So it all has to come through either free agency or the ability to win and attract free agents that way. But at this point, I just do not believe that, giving up such an immense amount of draft picks was the best thing for them. We'll see how it all plays out, but at this point, I think that was a lot to give up for Matthew Stafford. Let's jump over to their record predictions. All right, well, now that we take a look at their schedule, let's take a look starting off with week 1. We have the Los Angeles Rams hosting the Chicago Bears, led by Andy Dalton. The Bears have already said that Andy Dalton's going to be their quarterback starting this season. And listen, if you have a guy like Justin Fields and in camp getting ready for this season, I know he's a rookie, but he's going to be able to push Andy Dalton for that starting job early and often. And if they start Andy Dalton, they're going to absolutely get destroyed in this game. And I think the Rams are going to set the tone for the season. They're going to absolutely dominate in this game. Look for the Rams to come out on top with a week 1 victory.
And then in week 2, the Los Angeles Rams go on the road for the first time to Indianapolis to face Carson Wentz, who is now leading the charge for the Indianapolis Colts. And to me, the Rams are just a much stronger team. And Matthew Stafford is going to come into this team, into the Los Angeles Rams, and be able to pick up their offense very quickly. I think that him and Sean McVay are going to work extremely well together. I think that even though Carson Wentz and Frank Reich have the history together, to me, the Los Angeles Rams are just stronger on both offense and defense, and they should take care of business pretty easily.
Yeah, one of the most well-rounded teams in the NFL are the Los Angeles Rams, but in week 3, they will face an even more well-rounded team, and that would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the reigning Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. And I think Tom Brady's going to lead his team into Los Angeles, and he's going to absolutely blow the doors off the Rams. Tom Brady knows how to play against this Rams defense. He's seen it before. He saw it in the Super Bowl. Now he has better weapons than he had in that Super Bowl with Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, so on and so forth. We don't need to go through the litany yet. But I think that Buccaneers are going to be absolutely on top of their game, and they're going to blow the doors off the Rams in a very humbling experience.
Moving into week 4, the Arizona Cardinals make their way to the Los Angeles Rams into SoFi Stadium, and the Rams get to face a familiar foe. And to me, the Los Angeles Rams are going to take care of business against the Cardinals. This is going to be early in the season. The Cardinals are going to still be working through some of their issues. They're going to have some kinks at offense. You've got some new weapons on the offense and the defense. So I think the Rams have a little bit more cohesiveness, a little bit more chemistry, and to me, they're going to get the job done in Los Angeles.
All right, then in week 5, they go from one division rival to the next. Then they go to Seattle to be hosted by the Seahawks. And I think that they're going to get tripped up here. I think that the Seahawks with the 12th man, that place is going to be rocking. It's a divisional matchup. They know how to play each other. The Seahawks will come out on top in this one. Look for Russell Wilson to absolutely light up Jalen Ramsey. Expect sparks to fly in this game. I think both of these teams have a mutual hatred for each other, and they're going to continue that in week 5.
Moving into week 6, we have the Rams going into MetLife Stadium to face the Giants. And this is 4 weeks straight now that we have high-powered offenses against the Los Angeles Rams. And to me, the Los Angeles Rams are still going to get the job done because Daniel Jones is still a young guy. He's not going to be able to handle Aaron Donald in this pass rush, Leonard Floyd in the middle of the field, and Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. The 3 levels of the Rams defense is going to be able to put a lot of distress on Daniel Jones, and they're going to get a lot of pressure on him. I think they'll handle Saquon Barkley extremely well. To me, the Los Angeles Rams are going to handle business against the Giants. It may be a close game, but they're going to get the job done.
Then in week 7, the Detroit Lions come into SoFi Stadium. It is the reunion of Jared Goff with the Los Angeles Rams facing off against his former team. Matthew Stafford going against his former team as well. So a lot of players that are going to be looking at each other being like, I know you. But I think that the Los Angeles Rams are going to come out on top in this one. The Detroit Lions are in the middle of a rebuild. They are not ready to take on a Super Bowl contender like the Los Angeles Rams, and I fully expect that the Rams will handle their business in this game.
Then in week 8, the Rams make their way to Houston and face the Houston Texans. And this is really not a challenge for the Los Angeles Rams. It might as well be a bye week. The Houston Texans are really in shambles this season. They don't really have a direction they're going in. They're most likely not going to have Deshaun Watson. It's just going to be a cakewalk for the Los Angeles Rams in week 8.
In week 9, the Los Angeles Rams host the Tennessee Titans, and I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. You have Derrick Henry going one-on-one against Aaron Donald, and I think that is a matchup for the ages, a powerful matchup. And I do believe that the Rams will come out on top. I think that the Titans lost a little bit in free agency, more than they could handle, especially the losses of Jonnu Smith and Corey Davis on the offensive side. Arthur Smith now being in Atlanta, I think that the Titans are not going to be able to handle what the Rams can give them on both sides of the ball.
Then in week 10, the Los Angeles Rams make their way to San Francisco to face the 49ers. And to me, the 49ers are going to edge this one out. To me, when you look at divisional matchups, they're extremely tough. It doesn't matter what the rosters look like because they know the weaknesses of everybody on the other side. And the Rams are going to have a little bit of trouble with this offensive line. The 49ers offensive line is one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL right now. And it's going to be extremely hard for them to get pressure on the 49ers quarterback, whoever that may be. And then when you look at the 49ers pass rush, they're all healthy. They're ready to go, and they're going to take care of business. Put a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford. I think that the edge rush for the 49ers is going to be better than the Rams in this one, and the 49ers will get the job done.
Wow. A lot of praise coming for Nick Bosa right there, which is shocking coming from you. But then the Los Angeles Rams hit week 11, which is their bye week. And in week 12, they go on the road to Lambeau Field, where they will face maybe Aaron Rodgers. I'm not exactly sure who will be under center for the Packers. But if it's Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a fantastic matchup. If it's Jordan Love, I mean, what are we really talking about here? So I'm going to go with Jordan Love. It doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers wants to be there. Brian Gutekunst already said that he refuses to listen to trade offers for Aaron Rodgers. And at this point, I think the Rams are in a much better position where they're going to be able to handle the Packers. Look for the Rams to put a nice icing on this cake early in this game and just kind of cruise to victory.
And then week 13, the Jacksonville Jaguars make their way to Los Angeles. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's going to be a rough season for them all around. Even though their team looks great on paper, it's going to take some time for this team to have some chemistry. You've got Urban Meyer and his brand new system with Trevor Lawrence, and you've got all these new rookies on this team. They've all got to learn the new playbook. It's just a lot of change for one organization, and it's going to take some time, probably a year or even 2 years, for them to actually be a better team and get to where the expectations have them. The Rams are going to have an easy time with this. They're just a veteran team all around, and they should have a pretty easy time with the young guys.
All right, then moving on to week 14, we have the Los Angeles Rams going to the desert to face the Arizona Cardinals. And the Arizona Cardinals saw them once early in the season, and they know exactly what they're going to be getting. AJ Green is fitting into his role nicely for the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray has hit a groove. DeAndre Hopkins, you know what you're going to get out of him. And I would believe that the Cardinals have the Rams number, especially with these two vying for playoff positioning, vying for the division title. I think that both of these teams are going to fight tooth and nail against each other. The Cardinals will edge this one out on Monday Night Football.
And then week 15, we have the Seattle Seahawks making their way to Los Angeles. Again, the second time these teams are facing this season. And Seattle got the better of them in the first game, but the Los Angeles, they saw what Seattle has to offer. It's really just the offense they have to take care of. And on defense, the Seattle really doesn't have much to offer. Los Angeles is going to be able to put up more points than Seattle, and the Rams are going to get the job done in this one.
That's right. The 12th man ain't there to help Russell Wilson that day. But in week 16, the Rams go on the road to face the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are in an interesting scenario where they're trying to compete, and Justin Jefferson really took on that Stephon Diggs role really nicely last year. He's going to help out their offense a lot, but their defense is in shambles. And even though Patrick Peterson came in, he's still not the Patrick Peterson of old. I look for the Rams to actually win this one with relative ease. I think that the Vikings defense is going to hold them back and end up being their Achilles heel for the season.
And then week 17, the Los Angeles Rams make their way across the coast to Baltimore to face the Ravens. And to me, this one's not going to be close, but it's not in the Rams' favor. To me, the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, he's going to be too much for this defense to handle. They're not going to have an answer for him. And it's going to be the Ravens really making their mark in week 17 against the Rams, putting themselves on the map saying, hey, we are really making a run for the AFC Championship. We are a real contender for the Super Bowl. And I think the Ravens are going to have an easy time with the Rams in this one.
Absolutely. And let me just address, this is a Saturday game. They've already planned out this being a Saturday game. So look for this Saturday matchup to be one of the highlights of your weekend. But then we move on to week 18, where the 49ers will come visit the Los Angeles Rams. They are going to really end the season on a high note, and they're going to absolutely destroy the 49ers. I believe that the Rams are here to put their imprint on the season. They are here to come in and absolutely dominate their division, dominate their competition. Look for the Rams to be one of the best teams in the league, and they're going to showcase it week 18 by solidifying their position in the playoffs.
Well, that puts the Los Angeles Rams at 12-5 for the season, and that puts them one game shy of winning the division ahead of the Arizona Cardinals so far. And to me, this is going to be one of the years where we possibly see 3 out of 4 teams in this division making the playoffs. That the Cardinals got so much better this offseason with adding so much veteran talent, and the Rams got so much better adding veteran talent. I believe that there are so many opportunities for these teams to make the playoffs. The Rams are just going to be a little shy and end up probably in the 5th spot as the wild card in the playoff. But overall, the Rams really put together a solid season. It's just not enough to get past the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, this is by far and away the strongest division in the NFL. And I look for the Rams, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the 49ers to all be competing this season. Look for all 4 of these teams to really put on a showcase. I'm excited to see what we can get, but that's going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.